So this estimate is going to be the time it will take to set up a high ticket funnel. So I'm not including the two other funnels that I offered you, which were the membership area funnel and the product, the product funnel. That could be done later. So let's just concentrate now on the high ticket funnel and how long that will take. So the total estimate that I will give you for the amount of hours that you have to put in from now until go live is 2 days, 3 hours, plus 2 hours for each iteration. And I'll explain what the iterations are now. Okay, so the first step will be our initial meeting. And that should take 2 hours, a session where I will ask you everything about your scenario, and we will try to get everything that I need to know to start creating the content for you. So I will try to gather as much information as I can about you, your background, all the information I can get off your LinkedIn, off your social media, your bio, any documents you've created, any videos you've created in the past, anything that I can use to give me information about what you do and your expertise. And so in that session, we will try to work out exactly how we're going to frame the offer, from which angle we're going to come at. And by the end of the session, we should have a good idea of exactly what your offer is and how we're going to move people through the funnel. Okay, so that's the initial 2-hour session. There might be the case where we need to do 2 sessions, but I think, in the ideal world, we should be able to get it done in 1 session. And then the other thing on top of that to get started would be for you to set up your domain name. Okay, so that would be, I would show you the provider to use, and then I could help you to log in, or you do it yourself, create an account, choose the domain name you want, and then pay for it. It will be about $20 a year. And then once you've got your credentials, you can log into your dashboard for your domain name. Then I'll take over and I'll do the rest of the setup. You won't have to touch any of the tech stuff for that. All you'll have to do is every year they'll send you a notification that you need to pay again for the next year renew. Okay, so far it's 3 hours work. Now, next thing that will happen is after I've got all your details, then I'll go away and I'll do some work, I'll do some further analysis, and I'll start getting the funnel together. And this is called the first iteration. So as I said before, each iteration is going to take 2 hours. Now we can get this done in 1 iteration, or if you're not happy and you need to change things and you change the way I've done things, then it's going to be as many iterations as you need. So it's going to be about 2 hours per iteration. So I'll do some work, and then you will review it, and then we'll have a 2-hour meeting, 1 or 2 hour meeting, where we'll go through those changes, and then I'll prepare for the next iteration. So after the first initial meeting, what I will have to give to you after a few days is an actual full working funnel with content, text and titles for all the pages, images for all the pages, and it will be a live, if your domain name is already set up, it will be a live version of your funnel where you can actually click through the pages and go through the whole workflow. Okay, so like I said, there'll be iterations after that. So you review the work I've done, and then you will suggest some changes, and then we'll meet up, we'll talk them through. We don't even have to meet up, we can just do it by text if you like, but it's a lot easier to meet up, maybe for the first few iterations. But if you're happy with the first draft, then we can just go with that, and there's no more work for you to do. But like I said, 2 hours for each iteration. Okay, so far you've got the 3 hours on the initial setup, 3 hours, and then you've got the 2 hours per iteration. Now, once you've finalized everything and you're happy with the content on the funnel and you're happy with everything, the last stage is to set up your videos. Okay, and this is actually where most of the work will be done by you. So now that you've got a good idea of what the funnel looks like, then you'll be able to have a better feel for what you're going to say in the videos. So for the videos, my estimate is 1 day prep, which is you getting your ideas together and getting them down on paper. And then once you've got them down, that should be 1 day prep. Then you've got another day for your shooting, whether you're going to do it professionally or you're going to do it by yourself. So you need to create 3 videos. So the first video is the video that is going to be your lead magnet. Okay, so this is on the landing page. When we try to get their email address, we need to have a lead magnet which convinces them to exchange the email address for some sort of content of value. So you will create a video training video, and on the landing page you will say, click here to get your free training on XYZ problem. Okay, the second video you need to create is your video sales letter for your sales page. So once someone has signed up, they've given their email address, now they've already watched the free video training, right? Now the next thing that happens in the sales funnel is they get redirected to the sales page, or through the emails they get redirected to the sales page. Now on your sales page is your video basically offering your services, and underneath that will be the link, the CTA link button, where they can book a meeting, a session, a strategy session with you. So the video sales letter can be as long as you want. It can be 10 minutes or it can be 45 minutes. For people that don't know you, that they're meeting you for the first time, then 45 minutes is the best, so you can really explain everything and give them a whole understanding of what you offer. If it's for people that are familiar with you, then 10 minutes is enough. Okay, and now the third video is the thank you video for after they click the CTA, they go through the booking page, they make a booking, and then it redirects them to the thank you page, where it's a quick, short thank you message explaining what's going to happen next, and then telling them to scroll down and check out all the other content here that's going to help them before they actually come to the strategy session, to the free call, to the free session. So as I said, the estimate there will be 2 days work for the videos. 1 day for prepping, getting the ideas into your head. You'll already have a good idea of the content through what I've created on the funnel. And then now it's your chance to actually think about your script. What are you going to say? What are you going to put in the videos? That should take 1 day of prep, and then 1 day of actually shooting. Now the shooting you can do professionally. You can pay someone to come to your house or to a venue, and then you can do the shooting professionally, which is what I recommend. If you want to do it by yourself, then you can use your own camera, and you can do it all by yourself. So an important thing to note here is that if you do decide to do it by yourself, you will still need to get someone to do some professional editing to make it look good enough to publish. So you have to understand that when setting up this sales funnel, I don't actually do the video editing for you, but I give you the opportunity to supply the video, and then from there we can use it in the sales funnel. Okay, so just to recap now, we've got the estimate is 2 days, 3 hours, and then plus 2 hours for each iteration, where you want to make sure that everything's nice with the funnels until you get to the point where you're happy with the final product and what's going to be displayed on the pages of the funnel. Okay, so that's the bare minimum, is the 2 days plus 3 hours plus the 2 hours for each iteration. Now I'm going to explain the bonuses. So these are optional parts that you can add on. You don't need to have them, but it's going to make your product a lot better. So the first one is you're going to need to allocate some time to do a professional photo shoot, which is going to be images of you that you can put on your content, and also you'll be using your new images on your social media profile and that sort of thing. So if you already have up-to-date images of you, which is your branding, then that's great, we can use them. But if you haven't got anything that's good, anything that you've done in a long time, then I suggest it's going to take 3 hours of your time. Get a professional photographer and get some professional photos of you done. Okay, so that's going to help with your branding. It's going to make you look more professional. It's going to make you look up to scratch. Okay, the second optional thing is setting up your payment processing. So in the funnel, if you get someone through to the end and they decide to pay, now you can use the payment processing that we integrate into this funnel. And to do that, it would take 1 hour to set up. You would need a Stripe account, and then we would need to get your API keys so that my software can communicate with your Stripe account. Now, if you don't want to use this optional payment processing setup, then you can just handle all the payments manually by yourself. Okay, so you you close the deal, and then now you've got your client who's ready to pay, then you can manually just interact with them and get the payments whichever way you want. Okay, so the third optional thing that you can spend time on is bonuses. Okay, so bonuses is what you offer in your marketing to entice people to sign up. Bonuses might be a whole bunch of free videos for them to watch, or free docs for them to get access to, which are not available publicly. And so these take time to create. If you want to have more videos, then you need to create more videos. If you want to have more docs, then you need to actually, turn them into PDFs to make them look like that it's your product created for your brand. You might already have content created, like a few videos that you can repurpose and turn them into bonuses, and you might have some documents already. You might have a document that you've created before. You might have a book. You might have done podcast episodes. So all of these things that you've done in the past, we can repurpose them and turn them into new content, and then frame them as a free bonus in your offer. And so to do all of these extra things, it's going to take time. So my estimate there is for 1 day, but of course, if you're going to have many bonuses, it's going to be more than 1 day. Okay, so the optional section number 4 is the thank you page. So at the bare minimum, it would just be a quick 2-minute video of you saying thank you and explaining what's going to happen next. Now, the thing is with these thank you pages that it can serve you well to actually educate your clients, your customers, before they get to the free strategy call where you try to do your sales pitch. And so if you have more content there, more videos, more information about your service, then by the time you get them onto the strategy call, you don't have to do much because you've already explained everything. They already understand, so they're ready to buy. So to create these extra videos, that's going to take time as well. So I estimate one day to do that, to create some more videos. But of course, if you're going to put more time into that, then your estimate is going to be larger. So if we take a total of those optional features at the minimal level, there's an extra 2 days and 4 hours work there for you. Okay, so let's do a recap. So the minimal amount of time was 2 days, 3 hours, plus 2 hours for each iteration. Right now, if you wanted to add the optional things on top of that, it's an extra 2 days and 4 hours. So the total then would come to 5 days, plus 2 hours for each iteration from the initial setup. Okay, so those are all of the things that you need to do. Now in the background, that process will be happening over a few weeks, okay? Depending on how fast I work with my iterations and how fast you can get the video to me. Now, I'll explain now the things that I do while this is all happening. So I set up the pages, the funnel pages for you. Okay, so the first funnel page is the opt-in page, which is where we create the offer, we create the title, content, an image on there, and then we have a input box where we can take their email and their name. Okay, so that's creating that. And then the second thing that I create is the sales page. Okay, so once they've accepted the lead magnet, the free video training, then they get redirected to the sales page, which has got your actual video sales letter offer on it. Right now, the content on that page, you're going to have a title, you're going to have some subheadings, and then more bullets explaining what's happening. This sales page can be as long as you want. We can make it a long form sales page, or we can just make it a simple short form sales page. Okay, because the main part of the sales page is actually your video. Right? The video is what does the selling, but there can be extra content there for them to read. So I create all of that. I create all the images for you. And then the third page that I create is the thank you page. So if someone does a successful booking, they get redirected to the thank you page. And on here, it's got your video on there, and it's got some more, maybe a title, a few subtitles, a few bullets, and some more text there explaining what's going to happen next. And then also, you can have optional extra videos there for extra content. And then the fourth thing that I set up is the CRM, which is the member management area. So once someone is signed up for your program, then this gives you an area where people can log in, and it's a secure area where you can see who's made payments. You can see where people are asking questions. you can do that in the portal rather than having them to flood your social media, maybe your WhatsApp or your emails. And another thing that the CRM does is it's a place for you to put your resources. Okay, so it's a gated area. The only people that can access those resources are people with a username and password. Okay, so they are the 4 types of web pages that I set up for your funnel, okay, from the start to the end. The other content that I set up for you is the email sequence. So if someone signs up for the opt-in, they take the lead magnet, but they don't actually sign up for a booking, now we can retarget them via email. So we're sending them email 1, and then the next day email 2, and then the next day so forth like this. And so I designed that email sequence for you. I put all the text on there and give you ideas for any information. And then through the iterations that we do, then we refine that email sequence. And then the last thing that I do for you is I create a logo for you. So I use canva.com, and it's a web app where you can create content, logos, images. It's all free. So the final product is it's been professionally designed, but it's not like you're using a professional designer to create your logo. So I do that for free. If you want to go to the next level and get someone to actually design your branding, design your logos, and that sort of thing, then you can do that. So that's up to you if you want to do that. Okay, so that's pretty much a wrap. That's the process for a sales funnel setup, and the amount of time that it will take for you, and the amount of time that you have to invest. It can be done pretty quickly, so it just depends on the amount of iterations that you choose to refine the wording on all your sales page. But apart from that, you can see that it can be done quickly in actually less than 3 days if you like. But optimally and most probably it's going to take 5 days. 5 days spread over a few weeks. So if you need any more information, just get in contact with us. Wishing you all the best and hoping that we can have a successful partnership and a successful project together. Bye.